goal.
Absolutely, and we're going to see a very seasoned LIU team, a lot of success in the MAC, and Coach Levine and his staff have done a tremendous job with this program.
At the dot, it is Matt Paolatto, the D3 transfer for Rutgers, Shaun Hill, the returning face-off guy for LIU, and it's the Sharks to win their first draw of the season as we get underway.
And LIU choosing to not push it on the face-off there. We've seen there on this team, there's only a handful of guys who have played more than 2 seasons as a Scarlet Knight, so this team's only going to get better.
And Matt Paolatto wins the face-off. And that pass out of bounds took a deflection.
Cardilla can do. All eyes are on him, and if you move off the ball, you're going to find opportunities. That's an emphasis for this offense, moving without the ball, and a great start for the Scarlet Knights.
You can see it in the 2 goals. J.J. Aiello is a bruising presence, a converted midfielder.
Mix of veterans and young guys, and this is one of the better teams in their conference. They're not going to be fazed by the pressure.
As a Husky, is LIU not playing in the opener against Lehigh, had been dealing with some preseason injuries. Didn't play in the scrimmages as well in the build-up, but as a former top 100 recruit, was the top. Brian Brecht is leading the Scarlet Knights, and he is the 3rd member of the 100-win club in this program's more than century-long history. Picked that up with the Lehigh win the other day. He would have loved the 4th goal there, too. Nice win off the
team, and we mentioned it before. A lot of young pieces playing. If they can get better together, like we're seeing right there, this team will be a problem at the end of the season.
Clean win off the LIU draw. A little dipsy-do, but a stop by Stoller. Nice move by Morgan McGinty to...
Was the goaltender that season in 2023, but you saw him in some fall action, and you knew how special Stoller could be.
Yeah, long lineage of Rutgers keepers. Paolatto, another face-off win. Great trail check to stop the shot. Isaac. The 2 goals in the first quarter, as you mentioned, Alex, were both opportunistic goals. Balls that were loose, they were able to scoop up and in extra chances score on. Now this time the most
in the Big Ten, but nationally.
It was funny last year too, right? Rutgers has that season where it struggles in the Big Ten but shows promise and has some seniors graduate to the PLL. You knew that it was going to have the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. The question at the end of the season was just Paolatto.
And that's tough because face-off guys aren't used to being in those situations. So you can really create leverage, or a step is another word to say it. And right there, that's what Rutgers does, and they deliver.
And Ryan Splain, the LSM, the top one for Rutgers, collects the ground ball. So
from Niskayuna, New York, up in Albany.
And nicely done. And one of those transfers that in the big class of newcomers sort of went under the radar for Rutgers. More on that in a second as Paolatto gets stopped. Gresh has got a save he could really use. Just his sex
like that. Right off the point, even though that wasn't the point, but right in transition.
I had a game winner in overtime on this turf a couple of years ago against Princeton as well.
Left-handed in that game, and Canadians not known for their two-handedness.
Maybe more for the Scarlet Knights. Colin Kelly rockets that one wide. And Rutgers still has 1 timeout. It's going to use it with 21 seconds to play. So one
want to create by having emphasis in the riding game, and the Scarlet Knights, since the fall, have really emphasized that aspect of the game.
Dante Koulis scores 2 goals in the final 30 seconds.
Delivering for Rutgers, and they've got the lead. They're in control.
And Rutgers starts the second half the way the first half went, winning a face-off.
The vengeance.
Yep, a 2-time All-MAC honoree at Canisius, where he spent his first 3 years of college. Only played 2 games last year because of all of those injuries. But coming off of his first Rutgers hat trick as his 4th goal of the season. Now Rutgers closer to that draw, but able to scoop it off the carpet with Ryan Fountain. And Nate Austin Johnstone, a freshman from Thayer Academy, one of the prep schools in the Northeast, where he was a 3-star recruit. That's up in the knapsack, which for folks who may be outside the lacrosse worlds, they may not recognize as much, but that is the upper crust of prep school lacrosse, where you get routinely some of the best players in the country.
Oh, couldn't agree more. He's got a bright future, and Rutgers has done a nice job in that New England area, Massachusetts, Connecticut. You mentioned Ronan Jacoby earlier, Connecticut guy, Mitch Bartolo, Connecticut guy. So that's an emerging area for Rutgers the last couple of years, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New England.
Oh, we've got horns locked. We may be here all night long. It's like the Friends Thanksgiving episode. Who wants the ball more? LIU's got it. Trail check. Loose ball. Rutgers possession. And after the 30-second face-off, a 5-second possession.
Sure, with the Rumson program at the high school level and the youth level. So, no surprise, Rafalian, a player emerging from that community, doing some good things.
This is a tough way to begin your season for Long Island University, where you're trying to answer some questions about your personnel, and you've got to go to a Big Ten program that has a game of experience under its belt.
But it's a great measuring stick, and when you turn on the tape, when it's all said and done in your LIU, when you play a team like Rutgers in only your first game of the season, the good plays go further, and you can really build on a lot of the same faces that are getting this experience. This could turn into a very experienced team when it's all said and done.
Ethan Barnard right out the front door and right into the back of the net. A face-off win turns into the first goal as a Scarlet Knight for Ethan Barnard. Everything is coming up Rutgers.
And Barnard, the transfer from Bowdoin, pushes it forward, pushes transition, the late slide, gets in range, lets it fly, and he gets his first goal as a Scarlet Knight off the face-off. Nice job by Ethan Barnard. If you're not going to respect the face-off man and he can get that close to the net, just let it fly. Great job.
Now the two Division III transfers, Barnard from Bowdoin and Matt Paolatto from Union, have absolutely owned the proceedings in the middle of the field. Here, start of the opener, second midfield line today, and finds himself in the Scarlet Knight score sheet. He's the 12th Scarlet Knight to score today. So you got 12 different goal scorers. You've got a lopsided win.